Most people think you need thousands of dollars to start trading and actually learn how to trade and get good at the skill set of trading and see progress in the markets. But what if I told you that you could just start off with a $50 account and still grow your account and still see progress along the way and gain the skill set of trading? You don't need thousands of dollars to be good at trading. I think realistically starting out, it's good to start out with a small number like $50 to practice the market. I'm gonna give you guys some tips in this video that's gonna help you understand how to grow a $50 account the smart way and the proper way in trading. So before we get into maybe some of the tips on how to be effective with growing a small account like $50, let's be real guys and talk about the reality of trading with a $50 account size. You won't get rich overnight, but you can still grow steadily and see results. You can still see progress and refine the skill set of trading, right? Imagine going to the gym for the first time and you've never lifted weight. You're not just gonna go try to lift 200 pounds. That might be your goal. And you know by doing that, you'll see better results and maybe that's the level you wanna get to. But you gotta start small at maybe a lower weight, 10 pounds, 15 pounds, until you see refinement and you get grasp of that, right? Maybe that's a good analogy to kind of use with small accounts, right? Before you go to the big accounts, maybe practice on the smaller accounts or the lighter weight, right? I like to use analogies from time to time like that, especially if you go on my streams, you'll hear me all the time saying stuff like that. So the biggest mistake traders make when they start with a $50 account or something small like that is they over leverage it and blow it right away because they're chasing the profits. They're chasing, that get rich overnight. So patience is still key and you want to think long term, not necessarily always just going for the quick flips. Me, I've been trading for 10 years now. So if I were to start with a $50 account, it would be more of a challenge for me. I'll give you guys some tips at the end of this video, how I would approach a $50 account, but I want to give you guys in the beginning how maybe a new trader or someone at the new trading level, because I remember when I first started trading, I wasn't trading with thousands of dollars or the type of money I'm trading with nowadays. So I get it. I know where you guys that are starting out are at. I've been there 10 years ago. So let's get into it. So remember tip number one, the reality. You got to be disciplined with the reality of a $50 trading account. You can be good at trading, but you could still be small profits, right? You could catch really good trades and see results over time and know, okay, I know what I'm doing. I can see I'm catching good trades and scale your way up to the time where you're ready to start with a $500 account or a $1,000 account, or even beyond that, multiples of thousands to $10,000 in an account, because that's when the game changes for you as a trader, right? But you want to get good at the small things first so you can, one, take away the emotion, right? When you get good at trading, you start to take away some of the emotion because you build confidence within yourself. So tip number two, smart strategy for small accounts. Trade one pair. Just focus on one currency pair or one asset. That could be gold or GBP USD or US30, right? Focus on one pair only for high probability setups. I put example here like gold or GBP USD. Those would probably be the two pairs I would go in myself if I were to challenge myself with a $50 account, because understand someone like me, $50 is nothing, right? I could, lose that on a trade and be like, whatever, right? And take another trade and lose that and be like, whatever. I could take 10 trades in a day on risking $50 and be like, whatever. So at the end of the day, for me, starting out with a $50 account would be kind of like challenging myself, because I would probably go for more the flip style myself, right? So that's why I'm telling you guys personally what you should do to gain that skill set to get to my level, where you could be like, oh, I could take $50 to $200 in a week, right? If I wanted to challenge myself or scale it up from there, right? For me, it would be a challenge, right? And at the end of this video, I'll give you kind of like a little tip on how I would approach that challenge. At my level, this is not financial advice, by the way, guys. This is just a blueprint on little things you can take away from. This is all for education on little things you can take away from. Like I like to say, take what you need, discard the rest, right? So number one, one pair for higher probability. Me, I would probably go with gold or GBPUSD personally. Use proper risk management when you're starting out with a $50 account. You have to start the smallest, especially if you're trying to gain the skill set. Remember, this all goes back to the reality of trading for you guys that are new into trading. You can't expect to get rich overnight. So if you take that first trade and you go all in and you lose, it's gonna burn you. Ouch, right? Me, be different, right? You wanna focus on growing the account so you can gain the skill set to eventually where you can go for those flips, right? You don't wanna focus on doing it at the level I would do it at in the beginning. Or like you see most of these traders on social media doing. You might see traders at my level who fund accounts and challenge themselves, right? They put $100 in account or $1,000 in account. It's more of a challenge because realistically, how any trader going in with that mindset or approach is willing to blow the account on the first trade. So just understand that. I've been trading for 10 years, so I know how everyone looks at these markets, right? I've been in the game to see enough. So anyone that you see on social media, YouTube, anything that is putting maybe $500 in account and saying, I'm gonna challenge myself to flip this to $10,000, watch guys, understand the mindset that they're going with here and in their pockets, right? They can afford to just blow the account on the first trade. That is the flipping mentality. That's gambling. Let's be honest. I've done that. I do that, but that can lead to worse. I do that. Don't say I do that. I've done that. I've gotten risky like that. And if I ever want to challenge myself like that and go, okay, I'm going to put this in an account and see what I can do, I'll do it. I'll show you an example right here where I did it. So I'll do that kind of stuff if I'm challenging myself and the mindset and the plan behind it. So when you see these people that are doing like account flips, they're going with the mindset that I've done. I'll show you an account right here, for example, where I did a flip, but I used $20,000. So I was willing to say, okay, $20,000, I'm going high risk the first trade. Anyone who's doing account flips with small amounts like that, they're going in with the first trade of the mindset of I'm risking the account or I'm risking half of the account. I've seen it all in trading. So you new traders have to understand people you're seeing do things might be at a different level of experience emotionally and financially. They might be able to put $100 in an account, challenge themselves, and if the account loses, they're fine, right? Some of you guys might not be in that position, right? So that's why you have to follow these steps first. Get good at trading, right? Because I've seen a lot of different things happen in trading, especially from mentoring people over the years. I've had students that have done crazy things that have sent me testimonials where I've been like, what the hell? Like, how did you do that? So I've seen a lot when it comes down to it. So like we said, one pair, use proper risk management, the lowest lot size really, because you want to be able to take trades. You don't want to just burn yourself out with that first trade. Ah man, then what are you going to do? Have to build it back up. You want to be able to just, take small manageable losses too when you're trying to even grow a small account. So like we said, stick to one pair, use proper risk management. The reason you want to use proper risk management when you're trying to get good at trading with a small account is so you can take multiple trades and not just go all in on one trade, right? Some strategies and some mindset for you guys is avoid revenge trading. Focus just on quality, high probability setups per week, maybe 2 a week, 3 a week. Don't focus on a lot of trades and look for small movements. Look for high probability setups, but in the beginning, focus on just catching small moves right away so you can scale some profit. Me, if I was trying to grow a small account, personally, if I get that first trade in profit, I want to take profit, so now I have a little bit of room, a little bit of cushion in case I go back. So in the beginning, focus on small scalping moves because those will add up and you can build maybe a quick profit in the beginning now that you have some cushion to move. Like I said, gold or GBP USD is what I would use, is because like I said here, you can use the whole numbers and wick rejection strategy that we talk about in our YouTube and all on the live streams for this. That's what I would personally do, is I would wait for high probability setups a couple of weeks that are coming to zones or whole number key price levels that I know where the market's likely to react, and look for just small scalping moves that you can quickly take profit on. Gold honestly can move more than 5 to 10 pips when you enter it. So with gold, it could be more like 20, 30 pips, right? Some other tips here would be to just follow market structure and price action. Forget about indicators and a lot of strategies. Just focus on one strategy, one pair, take fewer trades, better trade. One good trade is gonna be better than 5 sloppy or bad trades, we could say. So you don't need to over trade when you're following a plan like this. Let the market come to you, because it's a small account. You don't want to be over trading a small account like that, right? If you're risking 1 to 2%, well, realistically on a $50 account, you might be risking $3, $4, $5 on a trade, right? To kind of start out. That's how I would start out, using proper risk management. Even though that doesn't really fit in the 1% guideline, I would look at like, what can I afford on $50? Can I risk $3 a trade, $5 max, $10 in the beginning? That would be where you're going to try to do that more flip mentality. You know, $3 to $5 range would be okay, because if I lose $3, it's like I could probably make that back one more trade on gold, right? So if you're risking $10 on a trade, that first trade, it would really need to hit, right? You would really need to wait for a high probability setup. So if you're gonna risk anything more than like $2, $3, $4 on a trade, right? You gotta make sure you're waiting for a high probability scenario, which is just gonna take patience overall. And that's why I said at the bottom here, don't over trade. Let the market come to you. You don't have to force the trades when trading with a small account like this, but you can still grow the account and see results. So let's talk about some mistakes. So mistakes that people make. I just removed the other drawings here, and we're gonna add the last little tip here for trying to grow a small account, right? So mistakes that people make is over leveraging and risking too much. They risk too much on the first 1 or 2 trades, and then that gets them in a drawdown and uncomfortable position. They might risk $20, $15, $10 on the first trade, and next thing you know, their $50 is $35, and they gotta scale it back up. So that comes down to over leveraging and risking too much. You still wanna just start with the lowest lot size, like I said in tip number 2, risk management. Start with an 001, get comfortable just catching moves. Even if you're risking $2, $3, $4 on a trade, you get comfortable. These are the other mistakes that people make. Chasing trades, so not being patient enough. Chasing trades, getting in the wrong situations, being really impatient, not waiting for high probability setups. So that also goes with number 3 here in mistakes, is trading too many pairs. They'll look at too many pairs, spread themselves out too much. On a small account like this, you just want to stick to 1 to 2 pairs. What I would do, if you're trading a small account, see my watch list, I would take out every pair and just have your one. Don't be like, you want to focus on one strategy at a time, maybe the 1 or 2 or 2 or 3. Like if you're just gonna focus on a trading plan like this with a small account, you got to be disciplined. You don't want to be looking at a lot of things and get sidetracked from your pair or your strategy. So I would literally just keep the pair that I'm only gonna trade, the 1 or 2. Like I said back here, you could do 1 to 2 pairs max. And the last part is getting emotional and greedy. So greedy, let's just say greedy for instance. If I was trading with a small account and I made $10, I would get more greedy because I only made $10. That's an Uber, right? It's not even Uber, it's not even food, right? So for me, like if I made it $50, if I made a small amount, that's the thing, when you're trading on a small account, you can't expect, and this goes back to rule number 1, the reality of trading. You can't expect to get rich overnight. You can't expect, I'm gonna take $50 to $500 this month. That's more of a challenge. That's not trading. Trading is building a trading plan, focusing on strategy, patience, letting the market come to you, right? Developing a plan, right? Knowing when you're gonna enter your trades, what you're entering, why you're entering. So when it comes down to it, the last thing that I saved is emotional trading for a reason. It's getting greedy, revenge trading after a loss, trying to even make back that profit and get the account back. But it's really a lot of greed, because when you're trading on a small amount, when you're trading on a small balance, the profit's not going to be big. You can't expect it to. So you might just see small numbers and not be so satisfied with the job you're doing. So you can't look at the money when you're trading on a small account. You have to look at the trades. You have to focus on the trades. Am I taking good trades? It's not about making money, trying to make X amount today. You don't go in with an account size this small saying, I gotta make $5 a day. I gotta make X amount a day. No, I gotta look for good trades would be the mindset. And reverse engineer the way you think when you're going in with growing an account, especially a small one, because if you're seeing small profits, you might not be satisfied and realize maybe you're doing a good job in your trading, but the profits are small, right? Like you could still be doing a really good job on a small trading account. Maybe you took 10 trades, you won 7 of them, you lost 3, and you made 20 bucks. Don't look at it like, I only made $20. Oh, I could have made this. Oh, if I did this. Look at it like I'm taking good trades, okay? I'm taking quality trades. I'm following a plan. That's how you're gonna grow an account at the end of the day. Not even a small account. A lot of these rules are for a small account, but even like a bigger size account, you need some of these disciplines, right? A smaller account, you don't have as much room for error, let's say, in the risk. You know, $50 opposed to a $500 account. On a $500 account, you could comfortably risk $10 a trade, $20 a trade, right? Versus on a $50 account, you know, if you're gonna risk $20, you got that 1 or 2 trades you gotta hit. So that's where you go more into gambling and the challenge mindset that we talked about, guys. So it's not really about how much you start with in trading, guys. It's more about trading smart. So it's not about how much you start with, guys, to get really good at trading and growing an account. It's about how smart you trade and letting good trades come to you. Start with a small account, grow it, and then you'll be able to scale more longer term and down the road. If you have a $50 account and you're able to grow that comfortably, that gives you now room and confidence in the skill set to practice with other size accounts. So remember, guys, as you scale it up, small wins add up, not just on the money side, right? You can't just be looking at the money side. You got to look at the progress side, right? Okay, yeah, I'm taking these small wins, but they're adding up and I'm taking good trades, good quality trades. All right, so remember, it's not about how much money you start with. It's about how smart you approach the market and looking at your results and seeing your progress along the way. Drop a comment on this video if there's anything else you would want to see on the YouTube channel, guys. I would love to see what you guys say in the comment section. I'll see you guys on the next video.